no tweta na mbere kuatana na batukiri mubango yogu kiaro kirorua retu watanirite na AUCELIU KAIMENYI ni ABICAA kiri ofisi ya SENETA na munini wa speaker wa Senate mheshimiwa at least kuona ura siasa ikarika iteneka nontu Mount Kenya especially Mount Kenya East kwena muthurayo ki siasa yu munene chairperson wa kiama kia UDA sisi libarire ariwa kuri antuba kuya kubanga siasa kiri county ya utuku na nako yana mukana yu munene muno kithira batireka kithira baeta na marietwa na bubu ite nyuma ya professor kithira kindiki kuthira ikaro dene ya county unawe gitonga mukonji ni MP wa Manyata ariwa na kanidie mbarire amwira mantu yena yo yaraga yo kugotongerwa kiama kia UDA ya muretera thina nyumene na ariwa ni competence yewe tumanende enda kwengwa kiamene kiu county ni MERU ndonere kosi kia antu kuma rotererwa South Menti na wati mbaruba Seneta Kathuri Murungi baruwete kia minister wa urimi kibatere kunenkanirwa MERU na no bati kunenkerwa Seneta Kathuri Murungi. All right. Nazio ndiunga tio kolea ni rone kanire kurunga makiume ki ntame bibi arunga gire ndiunga tio kolea ne bango bwethe kamutwati yana yangia maingi together tukariria kiri mubango yoku kiana ukaguthe no opinion yeku kana ntumirie ku arane abatu kulukira 23578 namba ya SMS to live kiri Facebook to live kiri YouTube kedra nkithoma ntumirie cia kora tuwita nambere na mubango. Karibu sana bwana AUCELIU.
Thank you. Mutembei ntupa kongwa taugen rukirwa narwa mbere mangu chokeria katho nyingi ntupa kona twagirite twaranire na MERU njuki opportunity jinkethia MERU mwire muga no ringi muga well twerimishane nkarange kwiro ringi nyamu MERU ngo go timbije teri actually tato vera nuntu atwije muno but ya turan every day is a running process ukageria kumenya bora mutembei ije bora kaime ije bora ro tuthikirite ije then in the near future twinde tukethero itwije.
Let's start somewhere. We member kiama kia UDA?
Yes.
Imbibi na thina kiama kia nontu ukarika na balwale ibengiro kiamene ba muthama former senator wa Cleophas Malala nyawene ngiro kiamene kashagwa tou pamithika linturite boi bathamire nende chairperson wenu ariwe kinyawe ABICAA banne thikari na ipa korono na atitikiria embwe kinyango. What is happening kire kiama kia UDA?
It is very normal. What is happening kire kiama kia UDA teka kire a unique thing. It is normal that you know politics tugaga te permanent friendship ya uchore uga ijonto uchore bomokuru na ntomurume. So kinyarire timu ejaga amwe ikagwatanira for the purposes of an election maybe kana for the purposes ya guchwa thirikari jonto kiama kia UDA and other parties kinya tugachoka 207 tukatega the coalition ya PAD ile kurukire Kibaki twachoka 2002 twatega ankwariria mbije the Rainbow Coalition again ile kurukitie Kibaki for the first time kinya tugachoka 2013 Jubilee Coalition ile kurukirie President Kenyatta then na 2017 the Jubilee Party ile kurukirie President Kenyatta for the second time. These issues are very normal that after gukuruka gete and after thirikari kujukia gete then there are issues that keep on changing especially when it comes to interest to different politicians have different interests. You know bamo baba okugei bariterwa itene te kulitwa bariterwe jonto baba recent ja baba MERU te kulitwa baiti kire kiama kia UDA ibongo abachieberete kiamene why nontu iba kwenda gwita kuthithia kiama kingi kiraba gwita kiao quote and quote kiao
okay ngo itine kithirikari ri of course kawengo kiao kinyagethira mutamba ku resign ikoingwa
but mutembei you know
yeah.
For example methikari nturi
yes
ari momembo kiama na kinya ari an official kire kiama kire county MERU he was such a serious official kire kiama kia UDA but the moment atariro gutwika minister waziri cabinet secretary sheria itikwitikiria cabinet secretary ethera kiundi obichi ya political party So it is deemed that the moment atuikire cabinet secretary then na resignere kuma kiri party leadership na arebera buru. Of course no retain party membership but a silent party member. So at the end of the day nteto uche kuga na umire kiamene ka ha communicated officially after kuritwa thirikari-ini teka kuma thayu injira tu no siasa tu no njira ya manipulate emotions janto manipulate mathogane janto. You know today Gachagua is talking about kiama kia UDA no thukubwa kiama kia UDA kiurekera ungo chiori at the back of my mind ri assuming case area where courtin egweta the south maybe na maybe ega confirm Gachagua nachoke gitine kiawe how would he speak ethro tu akiara yogu akwarie gurura kiama kiu kia UDA nuntu nari mu member kiama na gantigenya gwita na agukiri assuming the case becomes before impeachment yeweja was he able to speak in a language you akwaria. So at the end of the day that uchionde is all about interest, is all about issues. I can bet with you na kinyano mbere mumerobo without the fear of any contradiction. Sisi ribarire ate kwaria ni untobwa anyone in particular ate uga kape na differences na anyone. Kwa ibiria kwenda kukiritikire siasa chiawe. I can tell you this for free. Assuming alwe kura chiembu ichukolingwa chia governorship. It is quote and quote teka de mwembu but it is assumed nuntu former speaker wa National Assembly netere ndera wa Munyoro it is assumed na umarufu groundine. So mbalire na gochwa kinya wengwa safe landing ore akomba kwithirwa agishia some of acceptance yu ore akojokia kiri mwananchi. So bibi yakwaria injire gochwa ore agatimuriwe eta ome omba na ndinya wengwa kwithirwa emotions voters ba Kenya is surprising mono sometimes you know voter aga sympathize na mtu nuntu bagwitwa thirikari ni akorirwa rira ari thirikari ni mbi mtu wa thithaia. So anto baimbu no borirwe mbalire arari governor the moment akambiria kwaria u akwaria akareja victim akareja kwino akuinyirwa. So chamweti is not about the party teka kwibyo byo karika unique kiri kiamba kia UDA. It is what has been happening kiri party politics cha Kenya. So actually I would just say sometimes in Kirankona jeka ODM is a little bit mature in terms of democracy. Bia mabibi bingi beyond Kenya. Kote kia magete karite kie mutate time and again. But at least for ODM, ikuzireto kwena some level of consistency. Inya when it comes to leadership. Nuntoke ja kutaka kumarira to amenyere Junet ari deputy secretary general wa kiama tena harua ni gitari raja mono. Sifuna to mumenya for very wrong ali secretary general kiama for very wrong. Okay ja kutaka ODM there has been some consistency na biria inyatu ngoto anda kuona kire bia mabiu bingi nuntu unfortunately bia mabiu bingi Kenya bikarite ja wills tia kuringa kura aki chiete. But that notwithstanding kira kina gitumi kire kiama it's not about ateu kaka kiama kire kinya ni ngwatira lazima mbithiro ndireke UDA 2027 hapana. But today UDA is the serving government. But
kuwa wakaime wa former CS na National Assembly Speaker muturi na thamire areta the other side ya political camp na ruga kinya mbarire kakwenda kumanage motions chianto. Are you confirming kiama kia UDA kiteno maarufu ground?
Not really. You know assumption chia many of the people is that kuna issues especially when it comes to Mount Kenya West. Mount Kenya East is a different story. Na kira ke unimpumba koromba you know especially kira MERU ni bitekeria mbali ya MERU bau banji pare inyapa kadithio ora bakenda. I don't care nuntu at the end of the day whether they benefit or not is nothing of my business. But kira MERU you know MERU County twaringirite thirikari William Ruto around 400,000 votes kuma MERU including kura kwa nuntu ndamunengerete na MERU baba ingi turanenkera William Ruto kura nyingi sana na gutekura chikuringwa rujo. So whether bia mabi opposition or whatever na arua ukeja guteka after thirikari Uhuru Kenyatta riria abunge betu bonde 90% ya abunge bara bari mbunge bare maneno na Uhuru Kenyatta Meru twarusire significantly nuntu ngugira cionde ciathithagua Meru including barabara kwa ngugira cionde citawa Meru katiakwamire na kuratuika monka kura ciraringwa guti gintu giu kieru giukarika Meru completely nande I wouldn't wish Meru tuita the same route again. UDA is the serving government. President William Ruto no the only president of Kenya today. Not well, twakinya 2027 is maybe a different story, but naarua William Ruto no president wetu. Professor Kithure Kindiki no deputy president. Na baugo bairi ibo bena check ya Kenya. Ibo bena check ibo bena the say imbie patere kuthithwa where, when and how. Right now as we speak, ito ambirite kuona barabara ya ciakwamire cigicokerwa. Actually the other day ndirari narura barabara yetu kuma Kithiro ne gwita Kariene na ndona contractor na aracokere ground. You know, I cannot tell our people ito ambirie kwaria negative rigurira thirikari today when kuri na tumantu kidogo yendea tupatere kutha tuithire wi thirikari iji na haru antu papa twinde tukeja kwati tukaria jamiru tukambirie kuga tuti thirikari-ini anga tuthingate bau beta wa munyoro anga bau bathithia bungi barabara iu chiga kwa manarua it is a loss to us no tuketha ciathithirwe gitere Uhuru Kenyatta then Ruto atuika president twetha tukiarairia njira ingi mwanya tiga iria
kaime kuthama thirikari-ini na umaarufu those are two different things. Kiama kia UDA ura kiare tuiboke kadithai because kinya some sijui coordinators wa sub county nambi indona te bakere bakaunya bakuthama baweta the other side so I don't know so tuiboke kadithai because kinya some county nambi indona side you know the members of the public those are individuals kireke batere gukuwari members of the members of the public most of the times te baba boneka TV ne members of the public most of the times inyaba table go pass their grievances you know mtoro in the public kire akwenda ikuona njire ikirira mirerero igekiro rami ikuona cibitare ya Meru General Umete level 5 yetuika level 6 yatuika parastato omba kuona services enough kuma gechi cibitare area member of the public arenda kuona thoko ererero gakwa kianja yaki member of the public arenda kuona siwenji ererwe siwenji gakoromone kathama ite are batere gwita na iriera yumbe gwitirongo ginginje kabibyo mutore akwenda kuona members of the public barenda kuona thoko gakoromone yaki ya kwa to the modern status iu tukoro thoko gakoromone ni tete gwakwa mumembo nyomba iji toko gitu ambecha twinde togea kaka kauma chikinenkanirwa na baba uni nyomba nuntu if then I rent to own momembo public arenda kuona interview biaritithwa ngugi well right now kwe baba ituinyirikite muno nuntu kugito ambecha nyomba ndo wata view ituinyirikite but momembo public ni arenda kuona ri kando na kuinyirika mbonia kauma interview ntunyite nda igwa mpinyirikite ibikumditira ngugi nchinche mathogani jakwa that is what the public expect chaja anga coordinator ba kuma anga beta which coordinators the same coordinators baraba hosted the former governor bakiuka baba komureta kiameneke UDA the same coordinators baraba thiruki some of them may not even be coordinators betekiria mbuge ba moi political brokers mtu gutara tu mathabu yawe how do I benefit as an individual witarureta batinde na so and so bauge tukuthama twetanga sijui wapi kenda ugoroba kiana bana na bila bana abio it is not about the public yongwa bila uyu utompairia that member public ate kwenda kuona barabara utompairia member public ate kwenda kuona cibitare ne Meru General yakwa yuma level 5 yetu level 6 na thirikari invest ku 600 million yo baugere mbere ite level 6 ni papatere ku invest ku kende kinya status ya gutwika a level 6 hospital na of course itwika serious parastato na ithire kiomba go serve region yeji beyond capacity ile kuomba go serve ntikwenda gwitikia member public atikwenda kuona so ntatu hii ingitianga politicians ba kuthithia ngaba kugita they are just ingitianga politicians ba kuthithia ngaba kugita they are just innuendos at the end of the day politicians will remain politicians and I can guarantee you again and again those politicians bonde it's all about their personal selfish interest nothing about the community nuntu tiomba mpairia ri the other day let me not quote the names
but the other day baratwiraga ni ro tutari akiama getu iketu minto athithirwa 1 2 3 indi bwita kiama kia tane bangi bwita butwire kairi getu na iburatwira ngiru tutari akiama getu iketu tura unjimiero. You want us to follow you again kire kiama kia antu bangi antu atukirie biama bietu na Meru ina biama kana inya tumbi undi bingi kethera na if anything biama bibi nya biongoto ina biono nto bikwingi ya moyo. We still need an agreement between men kenda tumba kutha tura Meru tuine inya yetu indi gutwira turaitirwe ki thirikari kana twathithirwo 1 2 3 nuntu tutirare akiama then again no tura tukuthingate tutekire kiama kithithite na atana bangi abu churirite. I find it territorial. That is why I'm saying all those politicians movement you kuga cha coordinators movement chi about it is not about the party kuthakira ni popular. It is about selfish interest. Chia 1 2 3 4 5.
So Meru ne kwenda kiama
geto personal. When that time comes I would say yes, but today where I sit, where I stand, we need to stand by the government of the day. No to know ina resources cha kuleta on the ground.
Why do we need another party to in a PNU, to in a bus, to in a NOPEU? Is there any other party?
Yes, PNU, bus, NOPEU. Kira uni kugari bia mabibi if they can be able to manage kitweka kia makemwe strong kia Meru kira tukumba kurari behind twin then where and good na kwa tweka jitumbika if there can be a serious agreement engagement between leaders such that ba utwe ja Meru tukumba kugari well ka biama yebi exist menya tetwinka bakupambere kutha twena biama bibi ngiasa community western ibatwire na ANC ibatwire na Fund Kenya and they are able to agree as a community na bali menia biama biu na bakiomba gweta the same direction as a community na bakagita inya kinyaba utwe ja Meru gote mistake iro but today my bottom line na kila kwenda insist nteto uchia biama na mbina mbitecha na arua kura chikaringwa 2027 utekura chioringwa rojo gutegura chioringwa next year kura chena miaka 2 na kwina mieri 3 yejete miaka 2 itigere niho batu tubatere ku benefit kiri thirikari iji today miaka 2 itigere niho batu as a community tubatere kuthithirwa promises ira cio thira twanenkiri ni thirikari na tutemba kuthithirwa cio tugita tukiona na indicators cia kwebera thirikari tutemba kuthithirwa pio tukiona na indicators cia kuruma thirikari tutemba at the end of the day kinya Meru wengo ugatiri mbaragia bwega muchinkwendwa so kwa tweka tutio ni thirikari tumienda gutireke ye turetera resources and I was telling some people kinya kwa tweka indete barabara na kwa tweka gute chibitari na kwa tweka gute project yu nene chio ndu to promise to kuona at the end of the day president na ari bathiurukite na program igweto empowerment program quoted quote kire anto bamona unkuona mitandaone iba kwaria negative iguru ya that program empowerment
kwa bemetoko lea
bemetoko gwe ntekwenda utumira rieto riu lakini kwe kuri uba kumithukia bau be mitandaone kuri uba kumithukia bau be wa minyororo and what have you bo mithukia muno but I'm asking myself this simple question assuming Meru tukurega program iwe ya gwetu for example the other day rira deputy president ya radio no dimenti but tigire close to 10 million around 7 point something million or something icho chiatigiro chikundi bia northiment ya jojo ibarari buri again batigambe chingi chikundi biu assume tukorega program iyu ija gwetu tukiugaga anga tutekwenda maketha anga tukuthithia gachitire ite chiena ma tukarega ija gwetu ikiendelea other parts of the Kenya we really be benefiting the community mutembe ikira tubatere kuthithia giki nene ikurekeria thirikari thithia biu thirikari kiu kwenda na bwayo kinya kethirima ketha jau bakumba gwita ote bingi wacha warete iyo arambe kwetu beti ubaga turetera ba tutigira cio gutira cio choka kiboka
iri. How is it sustainable?
Well, sustainable or not, but they are in government today na no tuti kuwirirwo program eu bakuthithia but no program ira thirikari kuthithia ikadithio kiri bangire ka kuthithio kwetu wachifanyike kwetu
kaimete ku baburare okolea Meru.
Give me a minute.
Yes.
Kuna mwanya jwa okolea na program ira empowerment.
Okay.
By the way, the difference is like heaven and earth. Okolea irari kunenkera mtu ngambut irari kunenkera mtu mwe ng'ombe kiri au community irari nteto chite kuomba gutiga impact kire community. These are the empowerment program, as for instance that 7 million or so ere tikero no thimenti ete tekiri kundi bia no thimenti bia koro bia youth bia bonda gikundi bi ubigairwa mbechi bari ke ba kujukia mbechi iria different groups will use them differently. Kuri group egeta yete guranire chuburia bete bakaruga ya chubi athone kuri group egeta yete guranire ngurwe bambiri kurithia program kurithia ngurwe kuri group egeta yete ikembechi for table banking bambiri gukobithania gatigati kao chibatethie that group sooner or later yomba gutweka saka or anything egatethia community you differently. So impact embechi ile chia empowerment imwanya muno na impact yokorea na Burundi enda to underrate that program, and I'm saying kinya gwatweka tutikuona ebu Buruni, assuming tutikuona ebu Buru as a community, the best thing we can do ikurekeria tureterwa cio today. No, that is what the government is doing today. Na iwe kudithi in other different areas, wacha tufanyiwe hata kwetu. No, resources ile chikuretwa te akwero chikuma miukone ya a China chiruma miukone ya Kenya. Kinya gwatweka imechara yao bakugita michara yu bare na taxi ya Kenya na kinya tu Meru turi ya Kenya kethiri gwe thirikari kumba kuthithia ri tumirekerie thithie gwetu ithithie continuously nya kinya bakomba guchanga every day runarua bari gukuruju bare aria auke bare aria at the end of the day nyume miaka etano gwatuika tukureterwa a billion in terms of empowerment. That billion will be a plus kiri economy yetu ya Meru.
Okay.
Kuri gintu kwenda kunderiva tu within a minute in the same point. Na mbuga ndirauga ajo kairi thirikari ya Moi gutibia thitha ya nto bagwirirwa but it lasted for 27 years. 24 years. Na ine thite manto ya mengerera ya thura ya nto but kimwe kira ndikanaga Moi na ria ate uthithia project ira nto bakwenda ejaga ntule nejeje antu to kaumara twinde twana kumwina njere and what have you akagwiru chukuru emwe kana ijire kana ithatu ewe kamugwiria ukaigwa chukuru eu negurirwe embassy within that statement chukuru kwa na embassy ukaigwa chukuru eu ne akiro multipurpose so just that statement chukuru kwa na multipurpose so those kind of issues na Moi arendereo na finally gitare awere athira president Kibaki eja na philosophy we mwanya muno a change economy auga ningetwa maketha anto kwenda changari nikinde Kibaki ndi president ngeto ende nwe manage economy such that mtu onde zero na mbecha muko kwatuika mtu onde na kuomba gwikira mbecha muko ne jwawe tukenda kuthomithia mwana ntule ninya tugeta na tule atane batano ibo kuomba guchanga mwana akathoma areta discourse kinya bara bate kuomba gweta chukuru beta chukuru. So at the end of the day community etetha njere president Uhuru Kenyatta ejanwe at the beginning ambire kuthithia barabara ambire kuthithia kureta huduma centers and what have you, but towards the end of his term patonya seriously makethene bathiuruka na miuko 10 million bathiuruka na miuko ya 5 million ukaigwa president yarungama mali akauga ndikuja chiako ijire na ndatomo deputy okwa na emwe. Those kind of issues it was what used to happen. Community ile chiabetekirire na program yewe yao ya mbecha. I want to give you an example of Narok. Ituonete continuously kuma president Uhuru Kenyatta gutweka president bagita kiri program ile ekugura mburi chia Narok County bagita kiri program ile o mwaka juka uma kiri program ile ekugura mburi baka batigira 10 million nuje kiri miaka 10 ya Uhuru 10 million ya 100 million kiri miaka eji ithatu eji president Uhuru William Ruto ethero ari president 10 million ewi 30 million already kiri program ile ekugura mburi there is 130 million kiri ka community kau. I am trying to tell our people to karita tugani unto empowerment maybe te barabara kana te chivitali kana te twambiria kumiura tukiuga tote kumenda kwetu. We should support that program bechi wichije kwetu na ndugo kaireni kinya kwancha nkerwa yeje nture ne yetu na yete ntura muturi na yete au angi ngoirwa nkuruki nunto finally bechi uchigatigwa kwetu. It is a serious plus kire anto betu. The impact gatiga tukeja ku evaluate later tuone kethra between barabara na program eu barabara neo nene kana program, then we make a decision as a community which way to go, but that decision is not to be made today. Today we have a government, let us support it to serve us.
Now right ndiungatia Professor Kindikindene ya county ya Meru ngwitike sentiment yanga ne ite yathato ngai twice na ndio ngaitsiawe developmental kana tu political kuya kuonia Meru turu yamwe hapa kule. So rate ndio ngatia kinde ni account ya Meru because it's very frequent.
Actually I was one of those people that believe deputy president Kithure Kindiki abatere kuja Meru kinyago kiombeka twice in a week. Inyago atuko tibia jiri tene yake je nyare ranch Meru agaruke kaira achoke Nairobi kanete ungi. Why do I believe so? You know, there is a narrative bandwidth ra sync kiranto pa and it needs to sync that the president Kindiki is one of us.
President?
President 2032. He will be one day. Utema kosa jareo. He is currently the deputy president. Yeah. He is one of us. Mumeru. You know, ntegwitaji go chiroma muno na go chiumia na inya kwalia nwe. Ngera yeke Meru na kwa bila bionze bilanda uga. So he needs to come here as frequent as possible. Eje atureterete, eje ara kuronchi barabara, eje gutega the other day ndamonere ruire eje ta gutega progress ya Murandi jura jonderete na ara ruire rwarera jwa industrial park. Itumuonete akithiuruka kiri Mirandi ira thirikari etigite na juju thoko ile chigwakwa yendea itumuonete akije nyama ketha tundichene na juju gwetu. He needs to come here as many times as possible. Now, if anything, and it's good Mumeru amenye, kinya toka nyuma. Toka nyuma. Kachagua, ali deputy president. Etaga Mount Kenya West many times, nkurukia ule jaga na aja Meru. Actually, no tutare times ile jete Meru. Chite kuruka idano, ile jete Meru ali deputy president Kachagua. Ende kwao gataga. Etite kwao, maito tiumba gutara. So Kindiki kuja gwetu maita ja maingi is a plus to us neja atureterete biria Kenya nabio nuntu numwe wetu. Na kiu kitu batere batu kutha tukarite kira kinene cha community. At least for the first time we have a Mumeru gwetu and deputy president which has never happened again in history. Na ketha kuri gintu tubatere gukaria nkuruki is that title for us. Nuntu with that title ambetikiria kairentu biro program we empowerment. With that title, I'm assume on average or constituency baleta na 10 million on average. Eje no dimenti na 10 million for empowerment. Ete board na 10 million for empowerment. Eje centrimenti na 10 million for empowerment. Ete Saudi akathiruka wa 9 constituencies na 10 million for empowerment. Tuza tutigeri 90 million kile program we empowerment. Ndenda ugo witoyoto kireo karende guru calculate. How much can 90 million do to our society? Mbecha chitigiri kundi. With 90 million shillings, anto baba inge baba biashara ndogo ndogo, anto baba bonda bonda, ugaita ki mtu bikibiki na arua, aliroka roki ile petrol station, akakoba maguta ja chiringi 300, akaambiria biashara ewe, akathunku mogoro akale 300, akatigara na kantu kawe kanintini. Kuketha gikundi kiu kiao through that 10 million kana through the 90 million across kikomba gwita geta kinenkerwa gikundi kia bonda bonda ukiona let's say 500,000 kana a million kile gikundi kia table banking mndore akethirwa na kumba gukobithwa ngiri igiri ngiri ithatu nuntu tekari wenka gikundine ngiri 10 mbechi uchithwa chena impact nene ngurukinye mbechi ira chia Asra Fund.
Right. Now, Meru Uria Ciacene na recently itureni okolea ni rari ruchoka matafuta mukana ya county commissioner ya kafo magavana atiririe muchemano yura bangite ntere chimutuati batikire muchemano ikonekete chaos ikonekanite anto armed na machete na rungu na mpi. So imbithirikare yeterete mwanka maybe instance onture yari kagoma ikareka in terms of kolea.
According to me, mbere mathirikari ne choosete go keep off from issues tia former governor. Na thirikari itari na ini reason as to why ibatere kurigiria the former governor kuthithia rukorura rwawe. But now she has given them all the reasons cha kurigiria rukorura eta na mbere. You know, thirikari ne reko mwara attitude continue nuntu jo ukateka ja kagoma. They didn't even bother at all. But inya askari batatindanira bururu. Mbati kwebera ke kwa askari. Na ale angine askari barigiririe rukorwa rukarika. Kwebera ke kwa askari kwithura askari ibendere kumurekeria athithie biwo na bibui. That day muntu waumire angai ntomurume ogwitoroni inyathai ka gutetera uturo bwawe cibitare Meru level 5 hospital. Aunangi alingangi na ntobena ibanga bena chukwa nchera na seri and what have you. It was torture enough. So program weji in disguise area to kanisa. It is a program but that inya thirikari ongwe batere kurigiria completely, and I want mbetekiria to allow me to use this program kwira county commissioner. The other day he promised that those people baraba perpetuate the naira tia kagoma, they will be brought to book. And until now, when he is seated with you, kutoe kinyo moto raigwa na agwati. Kira ntobara bari na nchugoma na iba kuono video de kiriari, tutaraigwa mwe wao na agwati, tutaraigwa bara bari na ibanga ibagwati, tutaraigwa kinyore wa confess that these people are my people. Na inibe jete go protect. Na confess on camera. Tutaraigwa kinyawe ngwa na agwati, kana andika statement. These people need to be brought to book, otherwise together tukireka area nthiguru yetu igwa into anarchy, of which we should not allow. Tutepatere kurekeria political processes kana kinya church issues chia converted into inyamungi kiteka yambiririe na miaka 70 yambiririe slowly na kurekerwa twitegi pole pole until iragwata miri munga kuratwika nandi keka hewa tukanya nuntu nandi inyethera niru agwa nio, of course narwa ne civilized kidogo, but ye kinyage civilization yeu many bad things have happened before. Tutibatere kurekeria Meru yetu igwa kirukoru. I can tell you endwand na inkwenda mu Meru amenya nuntu bo rukoru rurekere tu rukiona gwa rukiendelea na arwa we have militia groups that are forming in Meru.
Really?
Yes, we have militia groups that are forming in Meru. Tell me, how else would you explain without when a group jere kamatete rungus and machetes and those kind of things on the camera? Kiri program, we got a program kancha. If there are no militia groups in Meru. Tell me, how else would you explain nteto ira chiakalikaga na area kiguchwa, where we had groups, one on this side, the other on this side, na chirwaga. If there are no militia groups that are currently forming in Meru. The area, the security team, can bring this story to an end. Na rukoruru wetu okorea ruthiruo completely, the better for us as a community. Otherwise, uojo gocheta bishop, akeja kurekerwa. Meru yetu itekarapo ganda young people are at risk. She is taking advantage ya kwetho antu baba inge batena ngugi. She is taking advantage kwethura baba ingi young people are vulnerable kubarubia na tubecho tera turi ana beto bakinyangaka. So the security needs to fight this program completely na yo thirikari investigate antu baba bethi kenda bethro antu agwita gwetera tubecha twarubia gwita kukamata rukorurea iba gwita goge meaningful. Yes.
Now Governor Mutumantu ethinkia na 2 months ndani ya ofisi na so far maybe kumuona kiri michemanio na donors, kumuona kiri ngarisha na mantu yangia maingi. Rates governors performance in the last 2 months.
Well, you know, criteria ya kurate ni the Reverend Mutumantu ethinkia started from the right footing. That Meru, we had not tasted harmony, we had not tasted the environment conducive biashara, environment conducive for political people cooperate without fears, without ndira ringi nya tweja TV ni ajuju ko umaro kine ina no gukira guchemania na nguns and what have you na uome na arua, at least you are able to move ukiga we safe, we secure nuntu bwa peace and harmony rere Meru. On that aspect, I think owning kamwa nkamo nteko bitekira tundeke gutumira max but buge ameru itubatere ko muringira mpe nuntu at least we have achieved some harmony, some peace, then emeru meti bikira atogeria me not come within a day chiga kalika on TV nuntu is creating avenues cia kwaraniria gutena reason ya kweja kumwire ya TV ne but mbuge mbere mumeru let us give him time. I believe that soon, very soon nuntu of course kwina environment conducive yangugi tukona mwanya jo munene muno ninde na wetikyo na wirigiro.
So for the first time kaime inkuona baji mochoi bamwenda ithile
bachokete barabara ene ciao.
Yes, tare na ground
na isko enene muno isko enene muno actually barabara ni chokerete na inya muno wetu na aja kwentera menye imbi lakini imbonete other areas barabara chichokerete na inya muno na governor is on track ya kulitangugi na mbitikiria because it is important kuga ya munda ko manto ja mega na nekero mawari moyo. I really want to applaud waziri Murega wa youth and sports. For the first time we are seeing
kinya babu bukuran michezo hapa kule tukumekethibu partner na thirikari county through CEC na michezo ya nui hapo mkinya.
Yes, kukurukira kama Shinani Foundation Seneta Kadhuri Muronge netete na mbere na program ya kama Shinani football tournament ila ya ambiririe ekwambiria for quite some time and it is still in progress right now. Tuna mobila jo tete na mbere jo Igembe Central na at the same time South Imenti there were some teams cha tigeri nyuma chitanirite concurrently Igembe Central na South Imenti cha team yu cha tigeri nyuma and within the course of this month maybe nitita kuambiria two more constituencies, one in Igembe na one in Imenti somewhere early next month. I can guarantee you that mobiro you tita kuambiria tigania somewhere but since it is not my duty to convey message you we are supposed to say when, where, how but kirantigeria unte kuga specific day but the program is there na program we nitita na mbere on the issue of partnerships. Yes, Seneta is still open to one of the greatest partners ba Seneta kiri waiting ambere bobo the FKF team. They have been of great help kiri waiting ambere program weje iba tutethete muno. They are the ones that are officiating the games. Number two, I'm not sure whether there is a discussion with the government kiri kupatina nabo kiri michezo eu but maybe there could be means to explore the same route. But ikimwekera mpomba kuga whether there is partnership with the government or not. Seneta Kadhuri Muronge na promisire kunenkera Reverend Mutumanto Ithinkia support ya kulitangukia thirikari enewe ara Mutumanto Ithinkia kamwenda. Ethuru igweta guchoa partners, ethuru igu partner noe, ethuru igweta kumutethia kuringaringa meari kire national government. Actually we have seen him pageta ninya kuona minister. We have seen him bamitete na minister wa health. We have seen him bamitete na other ministers and PSs kire national government, both the senator na governor, and I can tell you no gochwa resources kira chikarita kugende na Meru. So whether there is partnership in football or not, ngogira bakolitanira nikire oni inkuigwa dissatisfied, and that is why I started by saying the level of harmony euto kuona. You know, people thought governor na senator batuba kuitanira ngogi. Governor and senator, they are not competitors. They are not in any war. They are not supposed to be fighters or anything. They are partners. Kire kunderiva kire mumiru. Whether political competitions come later, you issues cha otoro chitekarweja after miaka 5 no tokaringa kura. But for now, work is being done and we are seeing results. Kama Shinani football tournament is still in progress. Egoro turali no icho tuali ndarene nuntubwa abogeta east want na competition yuchi adongo mono. So we are still in progress. Na ngogeni ni gweta na mbere. nuntu bere mumeru atirona ngugici giteka kona cionthe omuntu agitererewe na kiu gigareta results rene Meru
no ndironere kosi kia Watimbaru ba Seneta Kadhuri bakiwa itikia agriculture kia waziri igicho Meru na uro bati kunekerwa itikiu ni Seneta Kadhuri Murungi na ntiba kwenda kwethera kwina balancing ya power ndani ya Meru na tu siasa ira ikumira thai kuririkana waziri warui na irrigation ya umite Embe, gavana umite Embe, so because gavana umite Nara waziri no abati kumoiment nino ntubo feel kana Watimbaru ba Seneta bo feel itike agriculture kibati kuya na Seneta abati kunekerwa itike
oni bigetwe Watimbaru ba Seneta Kadhuri Murungi bakiaria baguo kuga ibarage na teu baugite omu allow me to correct that
baugite ate
na kinya ningo ingwetekania na statement yeu yao 101%.
Okay.
That of course, truth be told, right now there is power imbalance. But leave that aside. Argument yao is very simple. That in the previous government ira chikurukite Meru tuturagia kwithirwa twina cabinet secretaries bairi kana minister bairi pathatu actually kiri thirikari ya Uhuru Kenyatta there was a time twari na minister was it pathatu Kobia was it Munya and KAIMENYI at the same time bere KAIMENYI athurwa gutuika basi na yes there was that kind of a thing na riu ringi twethara twina Kobia na KAIMENYI at the same time itwari na Munya na Kobia at the same time Margaret Kobia na wiri kana kinoti DCI bare oku but right now kiri thirikari iji for reasons better known to the government twina cabinet secretary soroti mwaki so their argument is Meru tuturagia CS slots ijiri itwewe slot ya ijiri ja Meru nuntu again twaringite kura turi number 4 dene ya national level as a county twari number 4 kiri kunengera thirikari ya William Ruto kure nyingi so as a county kutima kosa jare kwithwa tugitagia slot ijiri no utwingei anto bena kura close to 800 million no sorry close to 800,000 te kura kidogo kutima kosa jara kwithwa twina cabinet slot ijiri na eu ni anto bara bagwitia na bakauga slot ya ijiri itunengerwe
why Senator
Rĩrĩa thirikari ya Kenya Kwanza yachoaga giti yarĩ na principles baire ndene Meru principle mbere ari mithikari nturi principle baire ari Kadhuri Murungi Senator wetu agreement was tokarinde gurukemu na that one was agreed upon that thirikari iji ekuruka giti kia mbere kiria kiari kikare Meru na gitiuma Meru igitega cabinet secretary wa agriculture that was an agreement among economic forum ire thithitwe igitara campaign ira yari kemu na kirindi kingi kiriku I was personally present one of the promises was that igitega cabinet secretary wa agriculture ikia Meru thirikari gukuruka mithikari nturia nenkerwa gitikimu mithikari nturia kunenkerwa kyo nuntu ari principal wa Kenya Kwanza dene Meru na kura ciao ichi arekere kung'ana anenkerwa kyo ona wa behalf as a community agwita gwenu ntu bwa fertilizer and water viungo gerema jensi eje yawu yauganete akwanani gitikiuga cabinet secretary wa agriculture gitabatere kuma Meru kiabatere kurimeni Meru nuntu ikyo kiangirietwa upon that is one of the arguments. Argument number 2 is that principle number 1 really akoremwa for one reason or another ebera principle number 2 then should have taken place. Yes, nuntu yokuri kia kiari kia Meru na at the same time kiari kia UDA kiari kia UDM kitari kia kinya kitari kia DP na nayo yari Kenya Kwanza kitari kia ANC na nayo yari Kenya Kwanza kiari kia UDA na gikia Meru gitikia agriculture. So the argument is gitikia agriculture igichoke Meru ringi na kinenkerwa UDA. Na nuntu kire UDA the second principle was Senator Kaduri Murungi, definitely we exit kwa principle number 1 makes principle number 2 number 1. Na nenkero wote eu ete akalita.
Kinya principle number 2 na aero chance na nekero ete ya deputy speaker. Can't you see you people you are selfish? Kwena antobangi Meru pombo konenkero ete. Ni onto ukanenkere ete mtu ine ete kia seneta na deputy speaker na kwena Meru bangi ba qualify konenkero ete in case ukakudra kike ya Meru.
Point is kia mbere kirea argument iranda igwa na antobaba ingina I again agree with it. We need somebody powerful, somebody who has a voice, somebody who has an experience ya gweteria Meru. One of the reasons as to why baba ingiba kwenda Kadhuri ikethwa Kadhuri ena gitikia seneta gete resources. Gitikia seneta gete budget ya kuthithia njira, gete budget ya kuthithia chukuru, gete budget ya gwikiria mwananchi anything apart from kurobi in the government kuleta kire ugaibwa mbecha, county ongerwa mbecha. He has proven that gutwika senator when atumite Meru county ongera mbecha from 12 billion to, we are talking about 14 billion. Na the other day aratuira mechanism sira bekete as jambunge senate Meru tuetete gukinya 15 billion plus kire ugaibwa mbecha kuma kire national government. Na tuetete in that trend. He has proven that ngogeu anenkeri capable kumithithia. Ageta beyond ngogeu ageta guchwa partners outside, turetera kama Chenan Foundation football, turetera anabara yakuba kuthomithio kama Chenan Foundation. The people are feeling that mtojo anenkeri possession ina resources omba kubatethia nkuruki. That is the feeling across. That mtojo anenkeri obichi jonto cabinet secretary, obichi ina budget, obichi ina resources chomba gweta kire anto omba kubaitira nguge nkuruki nonto are mubunge wa South Imenti omba gainya gweta gutethia cabinet secretary then kupush reforms cia majani na tiratethia anto mono atakiraga akara auga mbunge kwa ne gutetera anto ba South Imenti yake kupush coffee reforms na tigatethia anto bawe na arua is pushing for mira birere iketie mbunge which is in its second reading to the public participation ire ikiangugi echo kwa for that reading na rugono ruthira rweta rukario. So anto bakaigwa mtojo edra riritangugi atena ini budget whatsoever kire obichi yawe anenkerigite kina budget. That is the feeling that is across the across Kiranto Ponte. Again, number 2, why people feel Senator is the one supposed to be given this position na tuina antobangi be qualified. Ini onto kuona ni indicators that in other counties hiyo ingia experience kire thirikari. Counties hiyo ingia tega imbu bara kuteo kaniengere beyond cabinet ke decision making. So as a community we need the best of the best. Agesita ke cabinet. That is why the people have a feel why kebiere nuntu tuina kure inyinge nkurukine barabe na biere. No. Why kebiere nuntu agreement ya Kenya Kwanza ya rigete kia agriculture kije mbere. Again, why kebiere and why specifically Kadhuri Murungi the young people we are able to identify more with the Senator Kadhuri Murungi nkurukie the rendari kuri bangi ba kale thirikari for 40 years and they are still arguing that baba batere gutonya ki cabinet. Already batumire mathogane jao for those 40 years na jarakura na jarori binyimbi bendaga kuona community allow me not to quote the names but allow me to put it across into America womenya what I'm saying. Yes, we have seen
no kuona ka President William Ruto enda kuthira kuona by election etike senator Meru at this time.
The question that I'm asking imbieto mi etekerire kuthwa kuona by election
Better North.
Ikethro by election etena thina Better North there should be no problem ke kuthwa na by election Meru. If anything ibo kanya to tekiria by election eja Meru ketha gutebonge igitara siasa rejaga siasa jikeja kidogo mwananchi akathiuruka tobeja tukathiuruka naja ground ni anto baikera mbia muko wacha ikuje anto beto bone something yethrike gigatuteithia te twingage tukatha twina by election kwina constituencies nyingi chitena abunge by election chitathithwa kinya bamwe bara batarirwe ona ara mwambirio ne jotam nuntu bakutha tutena IBC in place kwina inya te obichie mwe jiri thatu inyingi mono irikarite chite na bunge. There is no issue with that. Na ntoba uno bakwendelea ku receive
fear of losing that
IBC in place. Kwena inya te obichie mo ijiri ithatu inyingi mono irikarite chite na bunge. There is no issue with that. Na ntoba uno bakwendelea ku receive
fear of losing that seat.
Why fear losing it? Yet the government will campaign, not just the government. Why fear? The question should be when that time comes, inoto karungika. Let me not andeke gutonya kibu. Depending with who will come. Why would you fear kukijuki? And resident yetu is simple. Toto irite kareo athome pole pole ena strength ya kulitangugi nyarera gutena resources.